Hello everyone, this is Jenny. I'm back. Day 6 of 30 Days of Sketches, Christy's Beautiful Life. This is the sketch, of course, 2 3x4s. And I printed off these 2 photos. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this at all. This is still Christmas of 2021. I think this may be one of the last pages that I need to do, so I may just stick with the hard candy Christmas from Simple Stories. That's what I've been doing for this year's 2021's Christmas. I may try to stick with that, even though this doesn't necessarily have to be Christmassy. But I will try to figure out what I am doing, and I will be back with a check-in. Alrighty, so this is where I'm at. I did the 2 strips, kind of like what they have on the sketch. They kind of have this bluey and pinky color strips. So I did those. I just used a 6x6 pad, and there's a seam right there. And then the whole time I'm looking at this thinking, you know, I just don't have any frames like this that I could use. You know, maybe I could just use something else. And, you know, I'm just really thinking, what am I going to do that? Like, well, it would be so nice if I had, I don't know, an electronic die cutting machine right there. Yeah, it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize, oh, you have a Cricut that you don't hardly ever use, that you could have cut out some frames a long time ago and got this show on the road. Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. But I finally did that. And so they kind of have the frames, you know, somewhere around in here. And then, like here's they have the photos overlapped a bit. And then they have a frame like down here. And I thought, since this is just so cute, the little photos, that I could just go off of the a little bit of the candy theme in this collection and go with the candy, and then I could put the word sweet right here and cover up that join of these 2 papers. And I might consider like getting some other little letters and putting like "you're so sweet" or something in there. I do kind of want to use "it's the sweetest time of the year," which I could do that and maybe use this instead of a frame. I might cut this down a little bit and put it, they have, so I have this partial that I didn't have enough paper, you know, to do another full one. So I could always swap it out, this one out, and use this partial one. Or I could just cut this down a little bit and put it up here somehow with like this embellishment cluster here. And then just kind of put the candy theme throughout with like I'll use these. There's several of the ribbon candy. There's chipboard. There's some in the, yeah, there's one here in the foam stickers, and in the on the regular sticker sheet there's a couple of the ribbon candy, so I can really go off that since I have the ribbon candy paper. So that's what I am looking at right now. I just had to get back on here and tell you what a complete ding-a-ling I am, and of trying to figure out what I wanted to do in place of those frames when I could have just cut them like a long time ago. And I even, believe it or not, I even cleaned up that Cricut earlier because I had left it open the last time I used it, which again, months and months. And so it was dusty, and I was like, I'm gonna close this up, but before I do, I need to clean it up. So I'd even done that earlier, and still never once thought, cut them out with a Cricut. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here, people. This is what we're dealing with. Anyway, I'll work on this and I'll be back. Okay, so I got this all finished up, and here's what I have. I went ahead and I did use the 3 frames. I did get that it's the sweetest time of the year in here. I added some sparkly red letters, so very sweet, and I did just run with all the little candy pieces. I have candy pieces throughout. I threw a couple tabs up there because, you know, hey, why not? The little tags with the candy stuff on it. I just kind of, all this little candy. Some of the stickers, I think these may be foam. This one's chipboard. That's foam. Yeah, all through there. I had this kind of, I was trying to overlap, put it on the photo a little bit, but with the frame and everything, I just couldn't make it work. And all I could hear in my head was Shamel saying, there's trap space. We can't have trap space. So when I had this over here, and then I would have, because of the little top here, I would have some awkward spots underneath this frame, and it was trap space. There was no way out for it, and I kept thinking, I can't be having that, because that's all I could hear in my head was her talking about trap space. And had I not thought about that, I'd have stuck it on there and I wouldn't have thought twice and wouldn't have cared. So anyway, that is what I have. I think it turned out pretty good, actually. I really liked it. It did take me a while, just piddling with these little pieces of candy and stuff. And I still have this one that I kept thinking, I got to get on here somewhere. But honestly, no place really looked like it should have been there. So I just, of all things, you know, the pink one, I just couldn't quite, I guess I could, I mean, that doesn't look terrible there. I mean, maybe I could just kind of use it as a tab, maybe. I don't think it looks good there. What about if I put it kind of in there with the, that doesn't look terrible either. So I guess actually, I mean, I could get it in there. since I have this one lone ribbon candy. I don't know. I may wind up just sticking it on here somewhere, or see if I can fill this up a little bit. Watch me rip the whole shebang. Could just kind of, I don't know. I don't really like that. It'll be all right. I'll just throw it back in the pile probably. It's all gonna go in a little Ziploc bag. That's usually what I do with all the leftover pieces. I never put them back in these little things. Very seldom. I just throw them all in a baggie. Everything gets put into a big bag, and that's where it'll probably live until I get sick of looking at it. So anyway, there we go. That is, I don't even remember what day that was, honestly. 6, maybe? Yes, I believe this is day 6. I'm going to see if I can continue this, and maybe I'll get all 30 days done by, I don't know, 2027 maybe. And I hope you guys like this video. If you would, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.